Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you've had a good week or two out there. The weather's been kind of cool, so I hope everybody's been getting out. I hope that when you go out, especially around people, that you wear one of these. It's very, very important to do that right now. I know I never go out into the public ever without a mask on, so just be safe. Always kind of, think about what's going on and how you can help with this pandemic. Just by wearing a mask, you can do that, right? Well, I'm glad you're here. If you're here, I'm sure you're here for another art project, and this is really, really simple. I think you're going to like this because it can get really, really silly too, right? But anyway, I'm glad you're here. Today what we're going to do is we are going to talk about our feelings, the different kinds of feelings, and what do you kind of look like. A lot of times we communicate how we feel by our expressions on our face and stuff like that. And so we're going to kind of talk about that, and I've kind of turned it into an art project that we can do today. So make sure that you have your materials, white paper, just like almost all the time, white paper, pencils, erasers, maybe a pencil sharpener, some colors of some kind. You can use crayons. I'm going to use crayons today. Colored pencils, just something that you can, once you get everything drawn out, you can make it bright, right? And so, I think that we need to, another thing right before we start this project is make sure that I just want you to do your best. Don't worry about getting it perfect. I want you to have fun with this. Okay, let's begin. First, I mentioned a moment ago what we're going to be doing today is doing a project trying to understand and figure out the emotions, the feelings that we have. First and foremost, I want to let you know that everybody, all human beings, little kids, old people like me, we all have these feelings that we have every day. And sometimes you can go from being real mad to real happy, sad, that kind of a thing. And that's normal, right? It's normal to feel all these different emotions. That's one of the things that makes us human, is being able to express yourself in different ways depending on how you feel. And so sometimes it's hard to kind of understand, well, I got really, really mad, but 10 minutes later, I'm laughing and having a good time. It's not that you're crazy, it's that, that you're bouncing all over the place. It's just a matter of that's how the human brain and the human emotions work, right? And so our project today is we are going to talk about and do, we're going to try to figure out what these emotions look like, what these feelings, and as I said a moment ago, a lot of times you don't know how people feel. Sometimes if you're real mad, you don't want to tell anybody. If you're really, really sad, you don't want to tell anybody. But you can tell by the expressions on people's face. And being able to read that is going to be a good thing, right? It's going to be able for you to help people. It's going to be able for you to understand people. So I think that's a good thing. And so instead of drawing 4 different faces, I decided to make these really simple balloons, right? So these are kind of balloons, right? And down below, I wrote the word feelings. And so get the strings of the balloons. And so this is how I interpreted these different emotions. There's 4 different emotions there, 4 different feelings. And I'm using the balloons as kind of a visual metaphor. Metaphor is like using something else to describe something else. Like instead of these being people, I'm using balloons. So it's artists do that all the time, and so do writers, using different metaphors to describe what's going on and try to get your point across. But before we start up, I want to kind of give you, I want to ask you some questions. Okay, we got this balloon, this blue balloon. Guys, what do you think? What do you think this means? What kind of expression, what kind of emotion is that balloon, right, showing you? Well, you haven't figured it out, and I'm sure you have. There's some little tears here. So this is the sad balloon. This is the sad emotion. Over here, we all know that. It's a balloon, yellow, and it's got a happy face on it. You're feeling good. You're feeling good. Okay, what about this one over here? What do you think? Red, got a frown, his eyes are squinty. What do you think's going on there? Any ideas? Yeah, that balloon's mad. And of course, maybe this one is a little bit harder to understand, but can anybody give a guess of the mouth is open and the eyes are big and wide? Well, it could be fear, right? You're looking and you're seeing something that's really scaring you, and you kind of, oh no, you know. So these are 4 different emotions. These are 4 different feelings, and they're all connected down here to just 4 of the feelings. Hey, we have a lot more feelings that we feel every day, but I just chose 4. If you want to do more than 4, that's cool, but I want you to at least do these 4. So this was easy. The first thing that I did is I wrote the word feelings down here. Now, if you don't want to do the block letters, that's okay. You can just write the letters any way that you want down here. It doesn't have to be really big. Just keep it low so you can have enough room to do your balloons. Feelings, yeah. We all have feelings. It's really kind of scary when you think that there are people that hide and push down their feelings. I don't think that's a very good idea. I know that myself and other people, that anger, if you push anger down, right, if you get mad and you just hold it in and not tell anybody or not do anything, that can really be a drag. That can kind of hurt you in a lot of ways. If you're angry all the time, then you're not happy, right? You can't be both. You can't be real angry and real happy at the same time. So I got my feelings down here. S. There's more than one. Okay. There we go. Now the balloons are easy. They could be any shape, but this is kind of a basic shape of balloons, right? And they have that, this little thing right here is where you take the balloon once you blow it up and you twist it, you tighten the knot, and it makes that little thing right there. And then what I want you to do is draw a line down to the word feelings, okay? Pretty easy. So the next step is to, and this is an easy one, guys. This is, we can do the, hopefully we can get this done completely in the time allotted me today. So what I did, I want you to do, now hey, again, if you want to do 5 or 6 and you can come up with 2 more, 2 different kinds of feelings that you want to do, you go for it. Use your imagination. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my basic shapes of my balloons. Just these, they don't have to be perfectly balloon shape, right? There's one. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4, okay? And then just bring your string down. Like these balloons have oxygen in it. Air in them, oxygen. Not oxygen, helium. And they're floating, right? Okay? Kind of simple. Now, the thing that's maybe a little bit more difficult for you is coming up with the right, simple expressions, the expressions on your face. What do you look like when you're really, really mad? Or really, really happy? Or really, really sad? Or excited? Or, oh, I don't know, shy? There's all these things that make up the emotional lives of people. And I tell you, and one of the reasons, besides just doing the art project, because I think it might be fun for you to do these faces, is that it's good for you to be able to read people. And I remember I learned this at a very, very young man. If I ever wanted to ask, when I was a kid, if I ever wanted to ask my dad for money, or Dad, can you take me here, or what have you, I would always check out what kind of mood he was in, right? And if he was laughing and in a good mood, saw it on his face, that's when I asked him to take me to the gym, or take me to the park, or take me to the movies. But if he was in a bad mood, or a really sad mood, I'd go ask my mom. So my point is that it's good to be able to read people, to know how they are, how they feel, for more than, if nothing else, is that you can help them. Hey, what can I do to help you? I see that you are having some problems, or hey, tell me the joke. You're just laughing. You're out loud. I want to be able to laugh too. So anyway, so we've got the letters and the word feelings at the bottom. We have 4 balloons with the strings coming down to the bottom of the page, right? Once again, don't worry about perfect pictures. Just have a good time with this and come up with some really, really fun expressions that actually show these different emotions. That's the trick, is to come up with the right look on the face by using just simple lines to give you and give the viewer a good example of what a person looks like going through all these emotions, okay? If you haven't started already, make sure you have your materials, got some paper, pencils, colors of some sort, and we're going to take a really, really short break, and I'll be right back. I'm going to get some more stuff. I'll see you in just a minute.